Good morning. All right, we're going to talk about primary research today. So in the first part of the lesson, we established our questions that we're going to ask to develop our topics. So some of those questions we can answer with primary research. Today, as we start the collecting phase of the writing process, we're going to make plans to gather primary source research for our nonfiction writing. So there are two types of primary research. Let's consider the first one using the book A Drop of Water. We've already discovered that one way to develop a topic with facts and concrete details is by making observations. Let's read a little bit from the book. Right. Okay, so bubble shapes. If you dip any wire frame into a soap solution and pull it out, the wire edges will be connected with bubble film. The film shrinks, revealing the smallest possible surface area within the structure. When this frame was pulled out of the soap solution, 12 panels of bubble film connected at the center of the frame. A straw was then used to blow a bubble in the center. The 12 panels pulled that inner bubble into the shape of a cube. So not all bubbles are round. So Walter Wick must have had questions about the surface tension and about how soap bubbles would form. To find his answers, he conducted experiments and made careful observations. Observation is one way to conduct primary research. Observations can be done in experimental situations, as Walter has done, or they could be done in the subject's natural environment. So one way that we can do primary research is to do observations. And Walter Wick based those observations on experiments. Okay, so let's look at another author and see how she gathered her information, how she observed her subject so that she could get information. All right. So I'm going to read page 4 over here. No matter how old your dog is, you can speak to him in his own language at any time in his life. Hello is a good way to begin. Dogs greet each other by sniffing noses. To say hello to your dog, sniff toward his nose. That's dog talk. He will answer by pulling his ears back and close to his head. What he is saying is, "Hello, leader." There is also the joyous hello. When you return home, your dog greets you bounding, tail wagging, body swishing, and with head lowered in deference to you. He might lick you to seal the welcome. You don't have to lick him back. That would please him, but he will love you even if you don't. A hug or a pat on the head is your joyous hello to your dog. And so when I read that page, it makes me think that our author, Jean Craighead George, she observed her dog's actions and reactions in their natural environment. So experiments or just looking at that natural environment, just seeing what's going on around you. Oops, not going to have enough room for environment. There we go. All right, so 2 ways that we can make our observations. We can do experiments like Walter Wick, or we can just observe the natural environment. So when I'm thinking of my topic, my backyard and gardening, I could do some experiments with different types of plants and see which plants grow best and which plants experiment maybe with the water. Does this plant grow better close to the house? Does it grow better in full sun or partly shady? So I could do some experiments where I put the same plant in different places in my yard and then observe what happens. Or I could go to my natural environment and just see, what types of plants do I see my neighbors planting? Where are they putting if I buy the same flower, where are they putting their flower? And then I put mine kind of in a similar spot. Okay, so I want you to gather some research, some primary research for your nonfiction pieces to provide your readers with specific information and details about your topic. Reread your list of questions and think about whether or not they can be answered by making observations. Then start the research process by conducting observations and taking notes.